you. And I think what I would ask as sort of a follow-up question to that is, Florence is not always billed as an easy city to live in as an artist because sometimes you feel the weight of the greats, and you're surrounded by so much incredible art and so much incredible beauty. How do you reconcile that with your own work?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. I want to think about that actually. I have so many thoughts about that.
And
So, okay.
yeah, no, go on, go on, go on.
Um, so one of my favorite writers is Henry James. And when I was a student at Pepperdine, we read this story called The Madonna of the Future. And it talked about this American artist who moved to Florence and he was so inspired by the old masters. And he would go to these dinner parties and he'd be able to tell you the history of every piece of work in the Uffizi by Raffaello, Michelangelo, Leonardo. He was such a personality and people saw that he was also an artist. So it was like great. And everyone was excited to see his works of art. So he was working on this piece that he called The Madonna of the Future. And his idea was to take the qualities that he liked from Raphael's paintings, some of the anatomy from Michelangelo's paintings of Madonnas and all of these great masters and combine them into one Madonna. He already had a model and everything, and everyone was so excited. And one guy was particularly so inspired by him and so ready to see this great piece. And then this other woman comes along. He's been working on this painting for 10 years now. And in fact, when this visitor to Florence went to this artist's studio, he saw that the canvas was actually empty and the model, who was supposed to be this young, beautiful Madonna, was in old age. And then the artist basically ended up dying after the revelation of not having done anything. And he was like, I have the mind of Michelangelo, but I don't have the hands of Michelangelo. And I think sometimes I think we can be inspired by the greats, but we have to carve our own path and form our own voice. What they've already done their work, and now it's time for us to do our work. And that doesn't mean that you can't learn from them and build upon them. But when you try to, I don't know, I feel like we each have a purpose as a creative person, and we were each put here to do something that no one else can do. And so in the beginning, I did have this dream of emulating the old masters, but no, we're living in 2026. It's a different reality. People experience art differently. They've created their beautiful works of art. It's now time for me to do something that no one else can do.
Yeah.
That's how I view it.
I love that. No, I love that. And you're doing it really well. I wanted to